Good evening, or whatever time it may happen to be. Um, it's Rot's turn. It's basically where we're going with this. I know, super interesting intro here, but it's on you, Rot.
Okay, so first of all, it's on the team because I would like to know, since you're having a like no limit, no set limit of downtime, when is it that it's like a week later? It's like a few days later.
The
How
day
long do you think
before.
it's gonna be?
It's yesterday.
We accidentally traveled backwards in time.
Whoa.
Through the resonance bullshit.
We weren't part of that.
Well, I know.
So you know what you're talking about.
But I
So
thought
guys,
you were there.
since Hex is just doing some basic upgrading and learning some electronics, I'm gonna say it's like a couple of days after the fact, after Hex waking up and waking everyone else up with the comlink message,
Okay.
that you get a message from your now actual fixer. Uh, he pings you again, says he has a possible job for you, and that you need to talk for a little while uh, before. And he sets the meeting at around 9:30 a.m.
Do we wake up at 9:30 a.m.?
That's your call, guys. It can be like the next day, it can be this day.
Yeah, if we got enough notice. I don't think I'd answer a comm link at 8 a.m. telling me to be there at 9:30.
He wouldn't do that, so that's what I'm thinking. A day before or whatever.
Yeah, sure. Where are we meeting?
At the Gray Bar, as before.
Is Rot here?
Well, if you check, you notice you got a message on your comments, all of you, that says that he has to go. He finally struck a lead on something he's been looking for a long time, and he has to confirm some things urgently. And
Does he
he's
mention
leaving.
where he left the keys to the van?
Nope. He takes the van with him. He leaves the. If anyone cared enough to know where he lives, he'd find only the proletarian driving around and fleeing the place. The van is gone. The drones are gone. You're gonna have to walk everywhere.
Not Allie. Allie's buying a car.
Allie's buying a car.
Yeah.
I could hook you up with a guy that could sell you a car.
Big Bob has some cars.
No, I'm just gonna. Do I just want to jackrabbit? Do I want to? No.
We could start a monocycle gang.
No.
You have one motorcycle and a normal bike.
Just
Yeah.
buy
Which
some
is actually
rollerblades and
two
a chain.
motorcycles if you think about it.
I mean, yeah.
So, yeah.
If you put them together. What crappy car am I gonna buy?
And what has
America.
a bad cat reference included into it? And room for a
Shadowrun
bark bucket.
vehicles.
Oh, that's right. Hex wants to schedule the girls' day, spa day with Allie.
Yeah, we'll see how well that goes.
Girls stay at the firing range.
Well, you know what Jed always says, you can roleplay that.
How much does it cost to make a motorcycle big?
Uh, it's covered by your lifestyle. Covers the modifications, so you can just buy the motorcycle at the same cost.
12 grand.
For some of them, yeah.
Fuck that. I'm looking. Oh, I want like a chopper. I don't want some fucking rice rocket bullshit.
Just grab a Segway.
It's true. You could grab a Segway and just be terrible looking.
Wear a cape.
Ooh.
Hoverboard.
Ooh.
It's basically the same.
Just chop off the handle and any form of dignity.
The thing I'm looking at doesn't really explain what any of these bikes look like.
So I am to understand that people who have no means of transportation are now suddenly looking at means of transportation
No,
before the run.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe.
Hex is probably still going to need a ride. I mean, I could probably afford a cheap car, but like Hex has no ranks in driving.
There's always the automatic taxi system that Ali used in the beginning.
It's a Johnny.
You can always use that. And Rob mentioned that he's gonna be back in a while, so
How does body and armor work for a motorcycle?
Oh no, wait! I have one rank of pilot groundcraft.
you protect it with your body and armor.
Oh shit! I don't know how to drive.
You can just
No, I'm defaulting.
you can just grid guide it. It's fine.
Everything drives itself as long as you're just like punching in an address and letting it go.
Yeah, like if you don't have to do anything crazy as far as like, I don't know, getting shot at, you don't have to worry about it.
Well, if you're getting shot at, you still don't have to worry about it as long as you're okay taking your leisurely time.
And sucking down bullets.
Yup.
And you're getting shot at, and then you stop at the red light.
And
It's like,
then
look at this family of ducks that's crossing the street. I guess I better stop.
All right, I'm gonna buy
Safety first.
a motorcycle.
Everybody has a motorcycle. Nice.
Not me.
Mine just
Um,
self-enclosed.
for the record,
unless
I started with a motorcycle. They were all just jumping on the fad.
Unless I change my mind after the fact, because it turns out this isn't what I want, I'm getting a Mustang.
So a car.
No, it says it's a bike, but
The
I don't know.
Thundercloud
As far as my familiarity with the Mustang, I believe that it is a car and also, in some instances, a horse. So I'm not sure.
It is definitely a car. A bike, not a horse.
I really want Sue to be riding around on a giant draft horse.
Yeah,
On
how much does it
steel
cost
horse.
to get a horse in troll size?
Bamce said it's covered by your lifestyle.
You
And
got you got to
believe
breed
you
the
have
horse that
five.
big. So get to breeding.
I have to breed the horse?
You breed with the horse. You want it giant-sized.
Wouldn't that give me a centaur?
Don't be racist.
Yeah, like, is that a problem?
I mean, not as long as I can get skimmers on its legs.
You're already half centaur, so you know.
I mean, a centaur is just like having a chauffeur built into the car, then, right?
Right. But if centaurs in Shadowrun are anything like mermaids in Shadowrun, I don't want to ride it.
Well, it's your call.
All right, then. I have purchased this vehicle. From Big Bob.
Technomancer life leaves you broke.
So, 9:30 a.m. Who's getting there? When? What you guys doing before? What you guys doing? How does it look?
I would like to arrive at 9:15.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Early is on time is late.
If I remember correctly, you guys were last time you were at the Gray Bar was like evening.
Yeah.
So the morning sun is unfamiliar to you. The streets are bright. It is actually not raining in Seattle for once. It is a bright, sunny day,
Well, that
and
sounds like a good time as any to be at a bar at 9:30 in the morning.
exactly, and the streets around the bar are as industrial and as empty as you would imagine at 9:30 a.m. Uh, except like singular people walking to work.
Awesome.
All right. So once everybody's there, it seems like we're all getting there about 9:15, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So we'll just walk in.
Allie's gonna get there, maybe 5 minutes early, and she gonna look like hell, like what the cat drug in.
Hate you.
Oh, god damn it.
Yes.
Like we all have those people who are not morning people, and they get up and you just look at them and you're like, go back to sleep.
No, because she's nocturnal now.
That's me right now. Because it's really early morning. Anyway, the somewhat familiar insides of the bar hit you in the face, as it is almost totally empty except for your familiar fixer, who's sitting in the exact same place he was last time, eating, the secretary, who is currently doing nothing, and one dwarf who is sitting in a booth, also eating. It's real quiet.
Is the dwarf
Uh,
anywhere near the fixer?
Nope. He's in the, well, not exactly like the opposite corner of the bar, but he's like sitting there. He looks at whoever walks in, just, checks them out, continues eating.
Jet sends a group message saying 9:30 in a bar eating the bar food. I think our fixer's an alcoholic.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
I would hit some poutine in a hurry.
Allie will bump into whoever stops in front of her because she didn't notice. She's wearing her huge sunglasses, and today is a 5-gallon cowboy hat that's too wide for her head except for her ears.
Well, hey there,
5-gallon
partner.
Hex is gonna tell Ellie, "Are you trying to change your look? I like it."
Sensing the room, Sue will see that your fixer is not awakened, and the dwarf is also not awakened. Let me just quickly bring up the sensing table.
And Allie is not awake.
Yeah, she's gonna turn the hex and just kind of head forward and down, still covered underneath her dumb getup. But when your friend is really hungover,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, that's the body language.
When my friend is really hungover.
So, Sue, you got 4 successes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's healthy, everybody's calm, I mean both of them, and both of them are mundane. The dwarf is completely unmodified, the fixer is moderately modified. He has some cyberware in his head and in his torso. I don't remember if you assessed the fixer before. If so, you remember his aura. You never saw the dwarf before.
And you probably see a strange glow coming from one of Jet's chest regions.
That's about it.
Interesting.
Was that enough to tell Hex's secret?
Yeah, is that new?
Nope, you need
Have I
5
not
for
seen
that.
that before?
You need 5 or more.
Because I know he was getting close with 4. I was like, wow.
That was a pretty good roll.
Wait, what do I need for what now?
To guess if to check out if someone is a technomancer, you need 5 or more successes.
Did you say to check out if someone's a necromancer?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. That's what I said.
She brings back the abominations of dead computers.
So if you're like just hanging around, the fixer will wave at you or something, send you a message to come over, because he has no time to lose.
Busy man, I understand. Come over. We'll walk over.
Someone's
Okay.
talking and someone's really quiet.
Let's go join him.
So he puts his plate aside, and you can, as everyone starting to sit in the booth, he pushes his plate aside, and you can see it's not like typical bar food. It's actually really fancy restaurant kind of food, which the dwarf isn't eating. If anyone is interested, he puts his hands together and looks everybody in the eye separately, not at the same time, and says, well, about the last run. It went well, but the customer wasn't exactly happy, and a shining example of a satisfied customer. Came to me, paid the money, looking kinda distressed. But that doesn't matter. However, I didn't get to gauge you. You didn't actually have to do a whole lot. And from what my reports say, it was real easy. He paused.
I don't know if this is correct. Real easy were the parameters set out before us, but it turned out there were some complications. When we spoke with the client before we parted, he seemed happy with the outcome. So I'm not sure what discontent he may have had with the actual jobs that we did.
Well, I didn't ask him exactly what he was sad about, but that doesn't matter right now. I have a job offer for you guys, and since you have a reputation, I imagine it may please you. There's a guy waiting in the room in the back. If you have any questions for me, let's just take them out right now. Any questions about the last job? Any questions about this job? If not,
Certainly. Who is the guy? What is he waiting for? What would he like us to do? And what is he willing to pay us for it?
he smiles a little bit. I think this is best conveyed through his words. Let us join him. And he stands up. Everybody follows him to the back room.
Mhm.
Jet, as Jet is standing up, he says, I have a question. Did you bring that food from outside? Because I didn't realize they served that kind of stuff here.
He smiles a little bit, but doesn't answer the question.
Must be one of those off-the-menu special order things.
So, if everybody's just walking to the back room, everyone's just doing that.
Yep, Dante will get up and follow.
Yeah.
So you enter a small room. Oh, like Ali and other people?
Yeah, no, Ellie's gonna go, and we'll probably bump into somebody in her zombie walk.
So there's a small room in which there's a bright fellow, a slightly older gentleman with silver hair. He has wrinkles on his face, a big bright smile, Uh, and he's just dressed like every John Doe. He's sitting behind a desk. There are chairs for everyone there. Your fixer takes one of the chairs on the Jay's side, so across from you. The guy looks nervous. He looks like he doesn't do that very often or at all. He sees everybody come in, and especially when he sees Sue come in, and when he sees Allie in her wrapped mummy-like state, you can see he visibly shifts.
Sorry, he what?
He shifts, wiggles in his chair.
Oh, okay.
So as Dante is approaching this chair, he's going to reach over across the desk to shake his hand. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
He looks at the fixer for a short moment, looks back at you, and hesitantly extends his arm as well and shakes your hand. Only it's not firm. It is a little soft, and you can feel that his hand is shaking a little bit.
So Dante will give him a firm handshake, nothing too difficult, nothing too hard, and just smile at him and say, "Looking forward to doing business with you." And he'll take a seat.
Okay.
Sit down as this, still a relatively new fixer and a relatively new Johnson, so she's not sure what to think. So she's gonna sit down quietly.
Allie's gonna mumble something that resembles a greeting and sit down and probably end up next to Dante.
Guten Morgen. You must be Herr Johnson.
So just quickly before I respond, he is mundane. He has slight modifications. He is very nervous, and he is healthy, except for like old age issues starting to creep up on him.
And does he seem like this is his first Johnsoning?
Well, oh, judge intentions. Pretty much. I mean, that's what you get from 3 successes. He seems nervous, and he seems like he doesn't do that very often, as I said. As Sue says something, he shifts. He obviously wasn't expecting the giant to be the
Friendly?
well, yeah.
Eloquent?
Yeah.
Wow, he's so well spoken for a giant.
So, he says like, good morning. I was told that this is not the usual time you guys meet, but I have a schedule to keep, and I had to do it at this particular time.
We are, of course, as always, at your service.
Juggling all those sheets around. So, what does the disguise roll do, Ali? Are you just poorly disguised?
I'm sorry, what?
You get 2 successes on your disguise roll.
Yeah, just to see how well she covered up with her big old hat and that kind of stuff.
Well, I figure out he's not really looking, and he's pretty accepting, so that doesn't matter right now.
Sure.
He stops after the initial thing he said, and looks nervously at the fixer, obviously not sure how those things work. There's a period of awkward silence.
What would you like us to do?
Oh,
Just give
right.
us a thumbnail of what you want us to do. Then we go into negotiations. Then we agree or disagree. And if we agree, you tell us exactly what we need to do.
You can see the fixer is doing some AR stuff. You can see. It's almost like he's taking notes of some kind. And the man says, like, right, right. So, I need you people to retrieve a lost shipment. I am a priest at a local old Catholic church. And I need you to get me my chips back. The situation is pretty dire. I've poured some money into this, and someone dropped.
Yeah, I guess he seems honest as a priest.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah. The thing is, I don't know where it is, and I would require your help to find it.
I'm sorry, did you say your chips?
Yes, he smiles a little bit. I know it's a little bit unorthodox, but people in my profession usually reject science and rely completely on faith, while they leave the faithful behind.
Fashion.
It is not exactly what I wish to do.
Out of character, chips like beetles
Like it,
or
well, there are all kinds of chips,
okay, no, but like
you know.
okay, so computer, not like
Yes,
potato
computer
or
chips.
poker. Okay.
Yeah, like data chips.
Mm-hmm. It would be awesome if he hired you to get back his Doritos.
The
Or
last
his
Cool Ranch in existence.
The actual original ones. No. He says his chips.
okay.
Let me briefly explain. You see, it's not exactly easy to keep the faithful in your flock these days, and it is not exactly viewed as a good thing to do to follow the modern times like this. But I decided to come forward and meet the needs of my people, and I made a certain innovation. Chips that have, like, well, he chuckles a little blessed, if you can say that. But basically, they have our personalized sermons, our hymns, and all our rituals on them. It's actually very easy for people to follow them. And I've lost them. I need them back before the next Sunday. The thing is, I was handling the thing through my troll associate, who is now missing.
I think we should be able to help you with this.
I surely hope so. This was a matter that was frowned upon to do, so I had to use my own money instead of the church, who didn't want to have any part of that. Now, thinking that I have to spend even more money makes it a very dire issue.
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, Nguyen makes the world go round.
He nervously smiles, looking at everyone.
So that's where we get to the next portion of our meetup, where you tell us how much this job is worth to you.
Well, I Right now, I have around 16,000 million to spare. But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I can provide additional benefits. He seems to like shut up nervously, not knowing how to do this negotiation stuff. Looks quickly at the fixer. The fixer is actually poker face, looking at you, looking at him. Occasionally, just zooming out to do something in AR.
So Dante will look around at the faces of his compatriots, trying to get a read off of them and what they're thinking.
Why am I awake?
Jet, after that message, said, like, what benefits? None of us are altar boy types.
You say that out loud? No.
No, oh God, no! Over
Right.
over text or yeah, DNM.
Okay, so Dante will turn back to the potential Johnson.
Hmm. 6 successes, right? So, are you saying something, or are you just?
To be honest, I was disconnecting, and you were
Disconnecting
more than
and
Are you disconnecting right now?
It would seem
You know-
that way since it was like
are we speaking to the demon right now?
Everybody's
okay.
disconnecting?
It's okay. Connection dysfunction happens to all of us at some point.
It's natural.
Just don't stop worrying so much. It's okay. It's only gonna make it worse.
This time
So,
I'm disconnected.
someone wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was just gonna see if Sue was going to speak up and do his bargaining thing.
Jed will say out loud this time. What other services or benefits are we talking about?
Well, my flock is a pretty tight-knit group. I'm sure they're people of different walks of life. You all know me, and they would be willing probably to gratitude. They would probably, maybe, I hope, grant you a certain measure of favors, discounts.
So, the problem there, sir, is you're asking for a definite service in exchange for a potential payout.
Oh, but I have the 16,000 million.
16,000 million buys you very simple run without a whole lot of effort in it.
He looks nervously at the fixer, who kind of half shrugs. He turns back to you and says, "Oh,
If you can tell us where the troll is, how to get it, what you're looking for, if you can provide all of that, and it's something that we can resolve for you in a very short period of time, 16,000 million buys you the run. But if 16,000 is all you're offering and we go to try to do it and we run into complications, maybe the run doesn't happen."
So, Sue, you're just not speaking after your 6 successes? Are you still disconnecting or something?"
Usually as Dante says that, because that was good. How does the fixer take that?
He seems to be sort of taking notes or something. He doesn't speak very much. You can judge intentions him if you want to. What does the fixer roll to not get judge intentions, or is it just my call?
Composure. So whatever his willpower plus charisma you feel would be.
So, you get a read that he is like not exactly. I mean, he doesn't care very much right now. He seems to be just scoping what your negotiation tactics are. He seems to be mildly irritated. Um, that's just it right now. Nothing more.
Did he react specifically to Dante saying maybe the run doesn't happen?
No. He seems to be irritated right now. Just on general.
With 3 successes, is the priest feeding us a line of BS?
Well, about the money, like everything
This
he's talking. This whole thing.
Not necessarily the money, but is he honestly just a, simple priest beetle dealer, basically, who has lost his stuff and has no money to really pay us with?
Well, as much as you can say, he seems really unfamiliar with the beetle, as you call it, stuff. He seems to be genuinely just normal priest, genuinely concerned about his people, about his flock. Pretty much, he seems to be sincere. And when Dante was talking about the run not happening and everything, he seemed genuinely concerned.
Okay.
And his eyes started to like dart around, trying to figure out what else could he give you. He just like looks around for a second and comes back to Dante like, listen, I cannot spare much more. Now, a question, actually for Bamce. Do I transfer whatever Sue rolled to whatever Dante rolled, or does Dante have to roll separately?
So if they're
Since
doing,
Sue's not saying anything.
if they were doing a teamwork test, whoever was the lead would get bonus dice equal to their skill or the number of hits, whichever is lower.
So since it is Dante who's talking right now, and Sue said he's going with what Dante said, I'm going to say that if you would roll me some negotiations, Dante, and modify it by whatever Sue rolled.
Yeah, like how many ranks do you have in negotiation, Dante?
It'll be 2 with the wires.
Okay, so you will get 2 extra dice out of the 6 hits that Sue rolled.
I should have just waited for Stu to reconnect.
I don't know that we really intended to teamwork that so much as he was
Yeah.
just picking up the fact that I couldn't talk.
It's all good. It is what it is. He's saying there's not much room for negotiations anyway.
It's blood from a stone, you know?
Can he get us into heaven or something?
Yeah, no.
I can get you into heaven.
With possibly maximally 4 successes, I don't know. You seem very stern about it, and he seems genuinely distressed, and says that I honestly I don't know, I cannot spare very much, but I mean the shipment itself, it wasn't only my stuff, and he seems like a little bit concerned. but he say, well, I don't really care about the other stuff.
Seriously?
Yeah, he didn't say which, like, actual
Old,
church.
old Catholic church. And if you ask him, he'll give you. I mean, the coordinates are not important right now.
So I'm not trying to get more out of you. You can pay what you can pay. If that's all you have, then that's fine. I'm just letting you know that 16,000 million does not buy you much. So if the going gets tough, 16,000 might not be enough. And that's not specific to me or our group. It's something to keep in mind that if this is anything more than what you're selling it to be, it might not get done.
He looks down
Jet,
at his hands.
DNI's, listen, we take a job, we do the job, right? Or is this just a tactic, or?
So, of course, back over DNI. Yeah, we take the job that's sold to us. If the job becomes something else, then it's time to renegotiate terms.
As long as we don't cut and run.
Well, he doesn't get to say, I'll pay you 16,000 million to walk down the street and bring this back to me, and then all of a sudden we have to go on a grand adventure and charge through the halls of Evo itself to get what he needs.
Oh no,
We don't do the job.
How
This is
did you
chump
know
change.
that? Did you look through my notes?
No.
Damn
I
it.
did.
So if the job changes or gets much more difficult than what it is sold as, I feel no obligation to complete the job that we agreed to based off of the same terms.
Just find me the chips. I mean, the troll's name, at least his street name, was Bridge, and he should have them. I don't know. He always took care of stuff like that.
What stuff like that exactly?
He looks a little bit like you caught him. Then on like red-handed or something. Jesus, English being not my native language. Anyway, he looks back at you and says, "Well, those aren't the first ones we've ordered. They just tend to break and use up, so they have to be bought again." And Bridge made sure that happened quietly and without the whole church looking at my hands. Um, he wasn't nice like that.
And do you have methods of which to contact Bridge?
Well, he usually came to my church, but he stopped and I can't reach him anywhere. The only other time we actually met was, let me just quickly find the the Big Rhino restaurant, and he gives you the coordinations over AR. That was our first meeting over there.
Did you say that was the Big Rhino restaurant?
Yes, Big Rhino restaurant. If it matters, it's Seneca Street and First Avenue.
I'm just going to assume that I know that.
Well,
So, if you haven't seen Bridge, and your only method of, or your only physical location that you have for him is a restaurant, how do you propose that we get in touch with him? Are we just walking down the road screaming, "Here, Bridge, Bridge, Bridge"?
I mean, I have his comlink number, and he like gives you, but he isn't responding to that right now. I don't know. I was told you guys take care of stuff like that.
And we most certainly can, but that's where we get back into the 16,000 Nuyen debacle.
He looks troubled and is biting his lip a little bit. Well, I cannot exactly spare more, but I'm going to. Huh. So how much can you do for 16,000?
Well, is there any other information that you do have available?
What would you need?
Was there any friends that Bridge had, contacts that he dealt with, anyone else from your parish that may have seen him or anything like that?
Heck, do you have a functional chip left?
The thing is, Bridge kept to himself. He was, I found him, oh, he found me. I don't really know if he had any friends, but he was a man of, how should I put this, questionable reputation and moving things around, so I guess he had friends. He certainly had friends at the restaurant. He seemed to be liked there. Do you say the thing about Jeff?
Jet does ask that question.
Yeah. Okay. He says like, no, actually, not right now. We throw out the ones that are non-functional, and the rest is kept by my people.
Are they single shot?
Well, not exactly, but they use up, and I don't know where the rest of the still functioning ones are. I would have brought some if I knew. It's the shipment. I don't know if the chips themselves can help you locate the shipment.
Jet over DNI says, so these are beetles, right?
Sounds to be that way.
Pretty much.
Well, that's just lovely. Granted, not the worst thing that the Catholic Church has done, but hey.
How's your connection doing, Sue? You want to kick in here?
It seems okay. I mean, things are still cutting out a little bit, and I'm really lost as to what's going on.
Because of the connection, or because of my way of explaining things? Because it is 3 in the morning, so I could be doing.
No, it's the connection. From what I can gather, this guy had some religious documents with their rituals and like I don't know, like a hymnal or something, and a troll stole it at a restaurant.
So to TLDR it, he had a troll partner named Bridge. They were working on seemingly some BTL chips that he was going to share with his parishioners that had all of his hymns and everything like that. That looks like he's done again.
Basically selling a religious experience.
Huh. This
Well,
doesn't sound
what he
Catholic to me.
what he said was exactly like the chips helped um, with the sermons and the rituals and the knowledge. He didn't actually say anything about the religious experience. That's, I guess, something that just everyone assumed right now, right?
Well, he also said that they're blessed. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that's also what he said.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's aware of what is happening, but all of this is adding up to Better Than Life.
Huh.
If
Well-
you grade.
Even without the
I mean-
better than life part, he wants to hire us to get back some hardware from presumably his partner Bridge, who was missing.
Okay.
That sounds shady. Yeah.
And these are at least SimSense chips. Do we know that, or did he just say blessed?
He just said blessed, but
'Cause
they were
he's-
chips
he's-
that help with the hymns and sermons and whatnot.
They could just be like what you have now, or whatever that
Could be.
is. Hmm.
Like skillware, sort of.
And he's a priest. Like, he can bless whatever he wants and say that it's as blessed as he feels it is.
Yeah.
Something about this makes me amused by the idea of a church guy giving out a bunch of like artisan singing chips to his parishioners so they don't suck at singing hymns.
Yeah, well,
That's pretty
I mean,
important.
he also, at one point when we were negotiating, when we were trying to get more out of him, said, like, there was other people's stuff stolen as well, as though we might consider that part of our payment, and that's a little weird for a padre. Did I read that wrong?
He said, I believe, that that wasn't the only part of the shipment, and he also said that the whole shipment was a little bit illegal. So it was probably like this. But
All
yeah,
right.
he more or less said that the
Then-
shipment was stolen.
Dante, when you asked me if I wanted to kick in here, what were you looking for me to kick in with? Like, what was the last thing that you or he said?
Well, it was mostly just that the me is your show. This is what you do. I have the con artist side of things.
Yes,
was only
maximally
speaking up-
4 successes.
While you were dealing with your connection issues, I don't want to steal the show from you here.
Dude, if I drop, like, definitely take over. I like that you stepped up there. I felt good about that. I didn't feel like anybody was taking my spotlight.
Redundancy. Yeah.
Hex is
Mechanically
gonna
speaking.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. Hex is going to ask if we know what the chips look like. Like, if they have any
Yeah,
markings on them.
The thing is, and I think Dante was saying this earlier, basically, if he's not going to be making with the cash, I want more information about the job. He told us about the restaurant where something was taken, so we can possibly investigate there. We can follow down the lead on the troll partner, who has disappeared, I guess.
He's unreachable.
Well, like, the other problem with this is if these are beetles, like, there's only one way I know of to figure out if we have a shipment of them, and that's for somebody to pop one, or at least something similar to beetles. Problem is, if they have short-term burnout, like what he's saying, then you're already damaging the product just by trying to find out what it is, unless you
Well-
know that it has any sort of marking.
I'm sure there's some kind of reader or something that doesn't have to be installed, like, in your head.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
go ahead.
whether there are whether they are beetles or not isn't the I mean, aside from the whole moral messed up stuff of giving unwitting people addictive products, it's more about what that might mean for the job
Yeah,
and how it might go, like who we'd be going up against,
right.
whether we are going to be doing a manhunt, like basically against like some drug runner, which certainly isn't worth or 3,200 a piece.
Yeah. And honestly, like, if these were boosted by some fucking beetle dealing gang, the moment somebody popped one and realized that it was just some religious Catholic shit, like, I don't know if they would have even kept them.
And even and if it like, the thing is, if they are just basically documents,
Right.
there are so many easier ways to go about this. You know,
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
rather than contacting some shady dude with burnout chips. You just set up like
What
a
I'm
server or
confused
something.
about is like, can he just not call the bishop or whatever and like get new copies of this, or like the next parish over?
He said that this isn't sanctioned.
Sorry, say again?
This isn't sanctioned. The church did not want, isn't on board with this.
So why is he doing it?
Oh.
See,
I
this is the thing.
believe.
This is perhaps my own personal biases, but the minute like somebody said Catholic, my assumption was creepy and underhanded, and something weird is going on.
I believe he said he wanted to reach out to his flock, to the younger people, or to the people who are more technologically advanced and are having a hard time to keep up. So he was selling it like this.
Yeah, this is super weird.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm also
Like-
thinking there's the possibility of him he's gotten bamboozled. He doesn't realize it. The church is like, we don't really want to do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, but who could pass up a deal? Or whatever the Catholic equivalent of a Jewish accent is.
I love that in your mind Catholics are Jews with collars.
No, it was how I said it.
I know.
I was trying, that's my only reference point.
Yeah, I get it. You're from New York. I understand. $4,000 a month rent. Got it. No, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? This is fucking weird.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm also a little
You
bit
are
worried.
people who deal with weird shit.
Now,
but
let
for
me
better
ask you this,
money.
Rod. Are we, just like as an out of character thing, are we going like in a completely bizarre direction with thinking this is fucking weird, or is that something you were deliberately trying to put across?
I don't know. I mean, your judge intentions were like,
You'll have to wait and see. What's the worst that could
3
happen?
and 3. So, I mean, he's nervous. He doesn't know stuff.
More
Well, the worst that could
importantly-
happen is that he's like filling his parishioners with bug spirits, and then they're gonna end up like doing some fucked up shit. And
I was
Get paid.
actually thinking about doing the
Yeah.
Universal Brotherhood thing a few times, but you know, it probably won't happen.
the moment you said like religion, I was thinking we should probably just firebomb the bar and leave.
More importantly, the fixer, he's basically sending us out. He said like something to the effect of him sending us out on another audition run.
Yeah, I got that impression. Is that he said he didn't have a chance to gauge our skills or something from the last one?
That's what he said, sort of.
Yeah.
All right. So the upshot of this is that we're not getting any more money than the 16K, and then what? He might know somebody that might give us some discounts on something, and maybe we can retain the rest of the stolen merchandise. Because
Well,
it's
the
some-
run is just for his shipment. I mean, his part of the
Yeah.
deal.
So
Okay.
I think 16,000 million is enough that we can look into it and do some legwork. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question here is, do you guys want to play Shadowrun now?
Yeah.
All right, then we're good.
So
We
as
want the
long
job.
as I get to say we're on a mission. From
Well-
Of course.
I hate you.
A mission from Jet? Do you have any ideas who the mission might be from?
God.
Ah,
So yeah, I would be upfront with the Johnson. Tell him we'll do some looking into it, and if things get more complicated than he's selling them to be, that we'd be back in touch.
okay.
But that we would
As soon as you say that you'll take the job, the Johnson sort of clicks some things in the air, looks at you all and says, "Great. So contact me when everything's done." And he sort of gets up and starts leaving in a hurry.
Well, I was talking to the team through
Yeah.
DNI.
Oh, okay. So he's still sitting.
I should have been a little bit more clear on that. Sorry.
make
clicks things in the air?
You know, the invisible AR overlay things.
Oh, I thought that he was looking up at God and
No.
saying thank God. Cause oh wow, okay, so he's one of those atheist priests. All right, cool.
Okay, everybody's got stuff really mixed up. I was talking about the fixer who would be standing up and leaving. The priest is still nervous, still looking at his hands, and still unsure as to, you know, the team just expressed that it's a little bit short on money, so he's uncomfortable with everything. But everybody's still sitting as Dante was talking to D&I.
Okay.
Worth a look.
All right. Do you want to wrap that up, Sue?
Yeah, Danka, we're in.
Wow.
That's
no
what you
passion
say.
today.
So
It will, of course, be our pleasure to look into this for you. We will contact you when we have more information. And from there, we will let you know the way to proceed.
So he gives you his comlink number and says, "Yes, please. Thank you so much. Please contact me whenever you find where he is or where the shipment is. I will be eternally grateful."
And when dealing with heaven, eternal's a long time. But with that, let's go ahead and take our first break. And I'll see you guys in a couple minutes.